I welcome you to this video tutorial on research statistics using SPSS. This is the third video tutorial. In this video tutorial, I will show you how you can calculate the frequencies. So let me open my SPSS file. It is already there in the taskbar. So I have now the SPSS file. The data is also there. You can see this is the variable view, this is the data view. Let me have a brief discussion regarding the variables that we have in this file. This is gender, management, locale, subject, occupation. Then there are questions. These are the questions up to question 8. Then all these questions belong to this dimension, which is knowledge, and it is similar with rest of the questions. And at the end you will find the final score, which is teaching competency, and there is the final score of intelligence also. So in my research I have measured students or my respondents teaching competency and intelligence. So the final scores are given at the end of this SPSS variable view. Now let me also tell you that when you are entering the variable name, you have to enter the variable name here. Second, you can't enter the variable with a space. Similarly, you cannot enter a number when you are entering any variable, then the SPSS will not be accepting that. Similarly, you can't have two similar variables also. So whenever you are doing such mistakes, the SPSS will show you an error message, so that you will be you will come to know that some error has occurred. So gender, this is the numeric type. As I said in the first tutorial, SPSS accepts only numeric digits. So even though gender is male and female, we have given some values for male and female. So the type of data is numeric. You can see all those values are in numeric. Then this is the maximum number you can accommodate for that variable. Decimals it is kept as 0. Then the label, this is the description of this gender. By gender in my research I mean gender of the student. Then you can see the values I have given. 1 I have given female, second male. There is a conventional procedure that whenever you are giving the values to the variables, you give it in alphabetical order. So that's why I have given the number 1 for female and second for male. Similarly, you can see in management there are 3 categories: aided, government and private. In locality of institution you have rural and urban. Let me make this capital, first letter. You can give retain small letter also, change, okay. Then in language subject there are 3 subjects: language, social science and science. In occupation you will see occupation of the students: father, which is government, private, self-employed and semi-government, okay. If you want to make any changes, you can make in any of those rows. If you want to change its gender, you have to double click here and you can make the changes. Similarly, it can be done with all those variables. Then columns I have kept it 10. This you can see in data view. Since I have kept 10 here, 2 here, the column it will be much more bigger for gender, management and all those which is shown in 10. For those who have shown in 2, the column it will be very small. See, you can see in data view. See, it is, this width is little bit bigger. Why? Because when you are clicking on this value labels, you can see that female, aided, everything, it is, you can fit into that space, while for questions it is the width is 2, therefore the column width will be very small. Now coming to the variable view again. So I have given the alignment center, that's why in data view you can see every numeric is in the center of the column. Then the types of data, see gender, management, locale, subject, occupation, every variable is in nominal scale, that's why I have given nominal measurement, nominal data. But from row 6 onwards you can see this is a question, and for that question the student will get, the respondent will give some kind of a marking. So for that, as a researcher I will be calculating his total score. So it is a ratio data. So I have given scale as the data type. So for all questions you can see scale data, and for the teaching competency also the respondent will get a final score. Similarly with intelligence also. So that's why the data type is given as scale. Let me again remind you that in SPSS the interval and ratio data are represented as scale data, and in the last column you don't have to do anything. Okay. So now let us move to the real statistical part. The first thing, as a researcher, the researcher will do the frequency calculation. You will see how many males are there, how many females are there, how many students from rural urban background are there, how many students are studying mathematics, physics, chemistry, languages, etc. So let me show you how you can calculate the frequency from this data set. To find the frequency of the variables, you have to click on this analyze. Let me remind you, whatever calculations we have in SPSS, most of those calculations are available in this analyze button. So to calculate frequency, you have to first, you can either keep on variable view or data view. You can keep on variable view or data view. So for the time being I am keeping it on data view. I am clicking on analyze, then I am clicking on descriptive statistics. You can see frequencies here. Then I am clicking on frequencies. Since I have already calculated, it is showing in the variables column. So let me remove that first. So to calculate, let me show you again. To calculate the frequency, you have to first click on analyze, then you have to click on descriptive statistics, then on frequencies, then if something is there in this column you have to remove that. So I am calculating the frequency of the gender, how many males are there in my study, how many females are there in my study. So I will click on this gender first, then I will click on this button, then automatically the gender comes to the variable box. Now I will click on statistics. See, whatever statistics you require, you have to click on this. Okay. So for the time being, let me untick all those, then I am clicking the continue option. You can also see this chart. If you want any type of chart, you can select from here. For example, I am selecting the bar chart, then I am clicking continue. You can select appropriate option from this two options also. Continue, format, you don't have to do anything here. Bootstrap, you don't have to do anything here. Then you can simply click on, if you want to display the frequency tables, you can tick this box, otherwise you can leave that also. So whatever stat you want to see, you have to select from the appropriate options. You have to select the options which are available in this frequency calculation. Now I am clicking on OK. So when I am clicking on OK, automatically the output will be generated in the output table. Now you can see the output table. The output table is generated. So the number of respondents in my study is 100, you can see here. Then there is a gender wise graph also, females are 15 number, males are 15 number. So this is how you find the frequency. Here also there is a column, you can see. This is the first table that you will see in the when you are calculating the frequency. The total number of valid cases is 100. If any students are missing, that missing value will be shown here. Males are 15 in my study, their frequency is 50, females are 50. The percentage is also their valid percentage. The cumulative percentage also you can see when you are calculating the frequencies. Then you will get the bar graph also. So this is how you calculate the frequency of a single variable. So friends, this is about how you can calculate the frequency when there is a single variable. Thank you for watching.